Welcome, explorers of the past. Today, we journey to the land of the Pharaohs, ancient Egypt. From golden thrones to the fertile fields along the Nile, we're counting down the top 10 daily life in ancient Egypt. Get ready for a mix of grandeur, ingenuity, and everyday life like you've never seen before. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more incredible videos. Number 10. Pharaohs and Royal Life. Pharaohs were at the pinnacle of ancient Egyptian society, revered as living gods who served as intermediaries between the divine and the mortal world. Their daily lives were a blend of governance, religious duties, and ceremonial responsibilities. From grand audiences with advisors to presiding over temple rituals, pharaohs wielded immense power while ensuring Ma'at, or cosmic order, was upheld. They lived in opulent palaces, adorned in gold and finery, and their influence extended to every aspect of Egyptian life, from monumental construction projects to the smallest village practices. Beyond their official roles, pharaohs also embraced leisure and personal pursuits. They hunted in the desert, sailed along the Nile in luxurious boats, and played board games like Senet, which symbolized their connection to the afterlife. Marriages often served political purposes, solidifying alliances and ensuring dynastic stability. Pharaohs such as Hatshepsut and Ramses II left legacies not only in stone but in the cultural identity of Egypt, demonstrating how royal life was both a privilege and a monumental responsibility. Number 9. Family and home life. Family was central to daily life in ancient Egypt, serving as the cornerstone of society. Households typically included parents, children, and sometimes extended family, living together in mud brick homes. These homes were designed to be practical and cool, with flat roofs often used for sleeping during hot nights or for socializing. Egyptians valued strong family bonds, and children were cherished, often helping with chores or learning trades from their parents. Marriage was seen as a partnership, with couples working together to manage the household and raise their children. Daily routines revolved around work, meals, and worship. Women often managed domestic tasks like cooking, weaving, and caring for children, while men worked in trades, farming, or government roles. Homes were decorated with simple furnishings, and shrines to household gods like Bes or Taweret were common, reflecting their spiritual connection to family life. Festivals and feasts brought families together, celebrating with food, music, and storytelling, creating a balance between labor and leisure in ancient Egyptian life. Number 8. The Nile's role in daily life. The Nile River was the heart of daily life in ancient Egypt, providing water, food, and fertile soil that supported the entire civilization. Its predictable flooding cycles enriched the land with nutrient-rich silt, enabling farmers to grow abundant crops like wheat, barley, and flax. Agriculture thrived along the Nile's banks, making Egypt the breadbasket of the ancient world. Farmers worked in sync with the river's rhythms, timing planting and harvesting around the annual inundation. Beyond agriculture, the Nile served as a highway for transportation and trade. Boats laden with goods like papyrus, pottery, and grain sailed its waters, connecting distant towns and facilitating commerce. The river also held cultural and spiritual significance, inspiring hymns of gratitude and featuring prominently in Egyptian mythology. People fished its waters, drank from its streams, and regarded it as a divine blessing, a lifeline that shaped every aspect of their daily existence. Number 7. Food and cuisine. Ancient Egyptian cuisine revolved around simple yet nutritious staples that sustained both the elite and commoners. Bread and beer formed the cornerstone of their diet, often accompanied by vegetables like onions, garlic, and leeks. Fruits such as dates, figs, and pomegranates added sweetness to their meals, while lentils and chickpeas provided a protein-rich balance. For those who could afford it, meat, fish, and poultry were occasional treats, typically preserved through drying or salting. Spices and herbs like coriander, cumin, and fenugreek enhanced the flavors of their dishes, reflecting an appreciation for seasoning. Cooking was typically done in clay ovens or over open fires, with pottery vessels used for storage and preparation. Feasts and banquets for the wealthy were lavish affairs, featuring roasted meats, honeyed cakes, and copious amounts of wine, showcasing a vibrant culinary tradition that reflected the abundance of the Nile and the ingenuity of its people. Number 6. Clothing and fashion. In ancient Egypt, clothing was both practical and symbolic, designed to suit the hot, arid climate while reflecting social status. Linen, made from the flax plant, was the fabric of choice due to its light and breathable qualities. Men typically wore simple kilts, while women adorned themselves with straight, ankle-length dresses held up by shoulder straps. Wealthier individuals enjoyed finer, pleated linen and adorned their outfits with vibrant jewelry made from gold, turquoise, and lapis lazuli. Fashion was more than aesthetics, it also conveyed religious and cultural values. Both men and women applied kohl around their eyes, not only as a cosmetic enhancement but also to protect against the sun and ward off evil spirits. Wigs, often made of human hair or fibers, were popular for formal occasions, while head coverings shielded against the sun. The style and quality of one's attire often signified their position in the complex social hierarchy of ancient Egypt. Number 5. Religious practices. Religion was central to daily life in ancient Egypt, influencing everything from personal rituals to state governance. The Egyptians worshipped a pantheon of gods and goddesses, each representing aspects of nature, life, and the afterlife. Temples were bustling centers of worship, where priests conducted elaborate ceremonies and offerings were made to deities like Ra, Osiris, and Isis. Many homes featured small shrines for household gods, allowing families to pray for protection and prosperity in their everyday lives. Festivals dedicated to the gods were vibrant communal events filled with music, dance, and processions. Egyptians believed in the importance of Ma'at, or cosmic balance, which was upheld through rituals and adherence to moral codes. The journey to the afterlife was a pivotal aspect of their faith, with elaborate burial practices ensuring the deceased's safe passage. Mummies, tombs, and offerings to the gods highlighted their profound belief in life beyond death. Number 4. The art of building. The ancient Egyptians were master builders, blending artistry with engineering to create structures that have stood the test of time. The construction of monumental projects, such as the pyramids and temples, required a vast workforce of skilled laborers, engineers, and architects. These builders relied on simple yet effective tools like copper chisels, wooden sleds, and ramps to carve and transport massive stone blocks. Workers organized into teams often lived near construction sites in well-structured communities, receiving food and basic medical care as compensation for their efforts. Beyond the grand monuments, the Egyptians showcased their ingenuity in creating homes, granaries, and irrigation systems. Mud brick was the primary material for everyday buildings, offering affordability and practicality. The design of structures was deeply influenced by the environment, with homes often featuring flat roofs and small windows to combat the desert heat. Whether constructing a towering obelisk or a humble home, the Egyptians' architectural prowess reflected their ability to harmonize functionality with artistic expression. Number 3. Education and writing. In ancient Egypt, education was primarily reserved for the elite, focusing on boys who aspired to become scribes, priests, or officials. The rigorous training began at temple or palace schools, where students learned to read and write in hieroglyphs, hieratic, and later Demotic scripts. The ability to write was highly prized, as scribes played essential roles in documenting laws, trade, and religious texts. Education emphasized memorization, discipline, and precision, reflecting the importance of preserving the complex Egyptian language and culture. Writing was central to Egyptian society, with scribes acting as the backbone of administration and governance. They recorded everything from tax records and inventories to monumental inscriptions and religious rituals. Tools like reed brushes, ink made from soot or ochre, and papyrus sheets allowed these skilled individuals to create enduring records. Writing not only facilitated daily administration but also immortalized the beliefs and achievements of ancient Egypt, leaving behind a wealth of knowledge for future generations. Number 2. Entertainment and leisure. Ancient Egyptians enjoyed a variety of entertainment and leisure activities, reflecting their love for music, dance, and storytelling. Music was central to celebrations, with instruments like lyres, harps, and flutes accompanying lively dances. Professional dancers and musicians often performed at banquets and religious festivals. Storytelling and board games, such as Senet and Mihen, were popular pastimes enjoyed by people of all social classes. These activities provided moments of relaxation and joy in a society that valued both work and recreation. Leisure also included outdoor activities, particularly for the elite. Hunting and fishing excursions along the Nile were both practical and recreational, offering opportunities to demonstrate skill and strength. For ordinary Egyptians, Simple pleasures like swimming in the Nile or gathering with family to share stories and meals were central to their downtime. These pastimes not only strengthened social bonds but also offered a reprieve from the challenges of daily life in ancient Egypt. Number 1. Farmers and the backbone of Egypt. In ancient Egypt, farmers were the backbone of society, responsible for providing the essential food that sustained the population. Most Egyptians lived in rural areas, where the fertile soil along the Nile River made agriculture possible. Farmers grew a variety of crops, including wheat, barley, flax, and vegetables, and raised livestock like cattle, goats, and sheep. The annual flooding of the Nile provided rich, nutrient-dense silt that allowed crops to thrive, making farming the foundation of Egypt's economy. Despite the challenges of harsh labor and limited resources, farmers were highly valued for their role in ensuring the survival of the kingdom. Daily life for farmers was often grueling, with long hours spent working the land using simple tools like plows and hoes. However, the work also followed a seasonal rhythm, with planting and harvest times being crucial to the agricultural cycle. During the flood season, when the Nile submerged much of the land, farmers often worked on public projects or in the royal tombs. Farmers, like other Egyptians, paid taxes in the form of crops or labor, supporting the pharaoh's administration and religious institutions. Although they were not as prestigious as priests or scribes, farmers played an indispensable role in maintaining the prosperity of ancient Egypt. Thanks for joining us on this journey through ancient Egypt. Which part of daily life surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more epic explorations.